This episode is brought to you by Only the Real Entertainment and Media Den Productions. Welcome to another episode of Real Hoops. This is episode 43. I got the legend himself, Cam, with me. What's going on, my brother? Here this
Let's go eat. Let's go eat. Let's go eat. Let's go eat. You know what time it is, boy. You know what time it is. Playing is over. The Heat grabbed the AC. How you feeling? How you feeling?
You ever had a good day at school and then like towards the last period, you gotta call your old girl? Like you had a good day. You feel me? The chick that you wanted, you know what I'm saying? You were vibing with her, you finally kicked it off, you got a couple A's, and then you got, you know what I'm saying, you get into some nonsense towards the end of the day, and you know you gotta go home and wait on that whooping. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Yeah, that's how I feel right now.
Stop being so negative, dog.
Ain't nobody being negative. I got four of them. You feel me? I got four. You see it?
You being negative.
And they work.
Being negative.
And they work.
Oh my God, dog. Listen, the Heat finally got past the play-in tournament. They defeat the Chicago Bulls 112-91 to snatch the 8th seed. Now they're going up against the number 1 seed, which is the Boston Celtics. Obviously you feeling pretty negative about it.
Yeah.
But like outside of that, let's just get right into the game. What did you see in the game? Your likes, dislikes?
I really like Kevin Love coming off the bench. I feel like he gave us some good veteran championship minutes in the 4 finals. Rebounded the ball well, passed the ball well, shot the ball well. He was 10 for 10 from the free throws, if I remember correctly. So him coming off the bench was huge. Tyler Hero played like the Tyler Hero we needed him to play. He had big shots, timely shots. I want to say he ended up with a triple-double or close to it. Jaime came out, asserted himself aggressively. That helped a lot as well. DeLon Wright had himself a good run, which is going to be super important because he does so much for us defensively. And if he can hit timely shots like he did tonight, it'll definitely help us out in the long run. What I didn't like, it got within 11, and the offense became frantic at one point. But what deferred from this game, from last game, is that Tyler Hero slowed the game down. You know what I mean? He got into the offense a little bit better, I saw. And he, you know, when you run point guard and you're playing out of position, it could kind of be tough because as a 2, you know, you're mainly looking for your shot. But when you're running a 1, you got to know when to get other guys involved. You got to know when to look for your shot. You got to know when to slow up. You got to know when to speed up. And I feel like he did a good job with that tonight. So overall, it was dope. But what I really love overall, Kobe White held him, made it tough for him, made him play at traffic. We were very impressed with the defense tonight for sure.
Nice. Tyler Hero with 24, 10, and 9. He was 1 assist short of a triple-dub.
Okay.
Jaime Jaquez Jr. with 21, 6, and 6. He had a strong game. Even though Bam had 13, 4, and 4, he was a disruptor on the defensive end. Of course, Kevin Love with 16 and 7. Mm-hmm. He was good with the boards and as well as just instructing everything down low. Yep. Of course, he went 2 for 6, but he did go 2 for 3 and hit all of his free throws, so that's a good thing.
Right.
Caleb Martin looked pretty good as well. Haywood Highsmith looked really good as well. And DeLon Wright, I mean, listen, man. Right now, you're out of your primary point guard and Terry Rozier. There's no reason why DeLon Wright should be on the bench.
You get it.
I have no idea
Move Tyler to
that
the 2
is.
gang and just let DeLon Wright run the 1.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Jovic as well. Jovic, I already knew Jovic was the truth. I saw him when he was in high school anyway.
You did say that. Very early on, might I add.
Yeah, very, very early. So he's doing things that I'm not surprised about. So AC, you think that you're getting swept by Boston?
Gentlemen swept. I'm from Broward. I'm gonna give us a game.
Swept by Boston.
I'm gonna give us a game. Yeah, I'm gonna give us a game.
Which game are you giving?
3.
So you're giving game 3.
Yup.
What is your philosophy behind that?
You back at the crib? That's my only philosophy. Back at the crib.
Oh my God,
yeah, we back at the crib. Yeah, we back at the crib.
So you thinking that you getting your head smacked 2 times in Boston, going back to the crib, taking one, and then after that it's rat cheese?
Yeah.
Bruh, come on now, dog.
Pretty much.
What has to, outside of injuries, what has to happen for that not to happen?
Honestly, the Celtics we have to make the Celtics shoot terribly. We have to really get up in Tatum, make him be a playmaker instead of a scorer. We have to hit the shots that we were hitting last year in terms of the 3 balls. The zone has to be enforced to the highest levels. We're giving up a lot of size. I think Porzingis is going to have his way, so we need to keep him off the glass. And that's pretty much it. Those things go correct. We do have a chance. You're clearly in the playoffs, so if you're in the playoffs, you do have a chance. So those things have to go properly. Tatum is the head of the snake. Jaylen Brown he get dangerous. I don't think he can win you a playoff game, respectfully to him. So yeah, if we keep Tatum to a minimum and we rebound as a unit to keep 7-3 Porzingis off the glass, we have a shot.
Is there anything in you that believes Boston will flake?
In this round or like later rounds?
In this round.
No.
Why not?
They have everything they need. They have experience. They have an all-star point guard who's a defensive stopper who should have gotten a depoy. They have Derek White who can also defend his tail off. They have a Jason Tatum. We don't need to say much about him. He's a top 10 player. You have a Jaylen Brown, who's one of the best second options in the league. You have Porzingis, who's playing phenomenal right now. I mean, I don't know what more you want me to say.
I mean, my whole thing is this. Like, Boston is always talented, but they always find a way to show that they're just always going to take a little detour off the road that they're supposed to be on or what's expected for them to be on.
Yeah.
And so I just think that a lot of times Miami be a lot more focused. Now, there is a problem that Miami do have, and that is being very direct with their scoring. And that's something that always pisses me off every time I watch a Heat game or I go to a Heat game, is they play for each other, but there isn't a set objective when trying to score. It's just mainly just run out the shot clock and hopefully this ball will go in the hoop. When really, I believe, which Dame was supposed to be, there has to be a primary scorer, somebody that you can play through, because clearly Jimmy is not trying to be that person.
Nope.
Jimmy is trying to pass the ball. Jimmy is trying to be a 1B or a number 2. Or at least that's how he's playing like it. I'm sure that you will agree with me with that.
1,000.
So, with that being said, the only solution that I can see, and I've spoke about it earlier today, there's only one person that will take on that responsibility willingly. That will be like, hell yeah, give me that responsibility right now. I can go and I can get you 30. And that's Tyler Hero. I'm sorry. At this point, as we said earlier, put the ball in DeLon Wright's hands as far as as far as bringing the ball up, and just play through Tyler Hero. It sounds crazy because you would think that. Yeah, it sounds crazy when you say that, because you would think that it would be like, no, let's play through Bam.
All right.
But really, Bam has to play cleanup at that point, especially against Boston, because they got size. So you need Bam to be down there to be able to get you extra possessions, second chance points.
You're going to be exerting a lot of energy, man. A lot of energy. Bruh. A lot.
Tyler is the only person that will, if Spo say, Tyler, I need you to go out and just get buckets, he's going to be like, hell yeah. Everybody else doesn't really have it in them. They're just like connectors. Right. Tyler knows within himself that he's a young star, and he knows, man, I can do that. Like, I can go and I can get it right now. He doesn't need to be on ball as a point guard. He needs to be the primary scorer at this point.
Right.
Because he may be a Cavs this summer.
I hope he is.
So he needs to show that.
Yeah, I hope he
needs to show that.
Hope he is. You know, I wish him the best. I don't want him wearing my jersey come October. Yeah, I don't want him wearing my jersey come October. Respectfully to him.
Why you say that?
Like we said and discussed before with Tyler Hero, it's either he's been hurt or he's underperformed tremendously every postseason outside of his rookie year. Every season.
I mean, yeah, but so is Donovan Mitchell.
Cap. Big cap. Supreme cap.
Donovan Mitchell, one, hasn't sniffed the finals.
That's fine.
Two, he's always injured. As a matter of fact, he just got out of injury, like 2 weeks ago?
That's cool.
Three, especially as of late, unfortunately, he hasn't been really showing up in the playoffs. Not necessarily showing up in his personal performance, but just as playoff results. He hasn't. You can blame it on injury. You can blame it on personnel. You can blame it on him trying too hard, because I see him trying too hard as well, and it kind of just messes up everything.
Right.
I think Donovan is a better. No, I'm not going to say Donovan's a better fit, but I do think that Donovan is a good fit for Miami. But the reasons with Tyler and Donovan kind of match up in my eyes.
Can you show me?
And one of them has been to the finals, twice?
Can you show me a series that Tyler Hero's played that equivalents to 2017 Donovan Mitchell versus the Thunder?
Man,
show me.
No, but I can tell you that I've watched Tyler Hero affect the game in way more areas in playoff games than Donovan Mitchell.
I disagree.
I've seen Tyler Hero lock down defensively and still produce offensively in playoff games.
I've seen that as well from Donovan. Not as much as Tyler, but I've definitely seen it from Donovan.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like it's not.
But you see,
it's not to that degree.
He didn't need to though. Who on the Utah Jazz was going to challenge Donovan Mitchell to sit down and play defense? Quinn Snyder, Gobert, Joe Ingles.
Shoot, I mean, with Gobert there, then you should.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's just, again, having that veteran that you not only respect and want to go to war with. From day one, I knew they wasn't going to match because their personalities seemed like they deferred too much, and it looked like they didn't hang out a lot. And the departure from Utah showed me what I thought. With Cleveland, it's a bunch of stepping on everybody's foot. Mobley was supposed to be the guy at one point. Garland was supposed to be the guy at one point. You have Allen, who was the guy for a particular, 2-3 month span with Brooklyn. It's a lot of stepping on each other's toes. And Donovan is saying, hey, no, I have the experience. I know how to win. But again, it's like you said, first round, you up out of there. So the guys that was supposed to say, who thought it was going to be the guys, is going to challenge that and say, hey, bro, like, I know you, like, went crazy, but ain't no finals on that. So it's just, yeah, when you come down here and Donovan Mitchell, you're going to have to fall in line with Spo. And Spo is probably the most respected outside of Popovich in the league. You're going to fall in line for that one. Number two, you're going to fall in line for Jimmy Butler because he maximized his NBA talent. And then you have Bam, who's the actual team captain, who maximized himself as well because he was pretty much a third piece in college who basically made himself into an all-star in this league. So I feel like with that, it'll be a better fit than Tyler at this point. Certain times, Tyler feels like he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. I don't know if it's off the court issues. I don't know if it's our obnoxious fans in his ears saying we're going to trade you because that can affect a player's like rhythm as well. I just think his time is ran out. You know what I'm saying? Being a Miami Heat.
Well, if nobody knew before the game, Woj said, he kind of just made insinuations that there was a possibility that a player that matches Bam's age range and could have a little bit left on their contract could possibly force their way out of a team and whatever. Obviously, he was talking about Donovan Mitchell. We're not even gonna cut corners, right? Like
it's the Don.
Simple.
Yeah, it's the Don.
Right? But with that being said, and once again, like Donovan Mitchell in a Heat uniform sounds fire. I think that the thing with not with Donovan, but with Tyler Hero is Tyler just knows he's a young star. Like Tyler has that confidence within himself to know that he's that guy that if you put him in a position where you need him to score, then he'll score. And so I've always believed that Tyler was put in a good franchise. No, I'm not gonna say good. In an elite franchise with the Miami Heat. As far as learning how to be a pro and learning how to approach the game seriously, learning how to approach his health seriously, learning how to just do certain things, and as well as like go through it with a certain like mindset that a lot of rookies don't usually get in their first year or even in their second year, etc.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he has that confidence within himself to say, yo, I'm him.
He does.
So when he has those times where he feels like he's him, it looks more like he's chucking shots where he's really just trying to prove that versus, him having a lot of respect for Jimmy, a lot of respect for, at the time, UD,
right.
A lot of respect for Spo,
yeah.
Where dudes is really like molding him to be a team player.
Mm-hmm.
But a dog. But he knows that he can be that, but he can also be the one that you defer to. So I think that that's the reason why that will work in Cleveland, because now at that point you can take Donovan Mitchell off, who, truthfully, I think in Donovan's mind, he's like, I already showed that I'm him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just really just trying to win now at this point.
Right.
Tyler is trying to win, but he's trying to show that he's him.
You get it. That's a perfect.
While doing it.
That's perfect.
And it's not that. It's not a bad thing. Like the way how it's not like Jordan Poole. Like
no.
You know what I'm saying? It's just more so of like, I just need y'all to know, like, I'm that guy. I can win. I want to win. I've been in winning environments, but I'm that guy for it.
Yeah.
And so they can get rid of Donovan Mitchell and Karis LeVert and be able to put Tyler next to Darius Garland. I think that would work for Cleveland. Darius Garland and Tyler backcourt.
Yeah, I'll buy into that. That's definitely.
I think that'd be good. Tyler is better
to decent to above average.
Yeah, Tyler's better defensively. He got size. Tyler's 6'6", 6'5",
6'5", around 6'5", yeah.
Yeah, he got size. He can score. He can defend. And it changes scenery. I mean, you still got Max Strus over there, so he got a face that he can recognize.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, honestly, and he don't have to change time zones. I mean, hey, listen.
Yeah. And he closer to home,
right.
too. Milwaukee is like, you feel me, an hour away on the flight.
Facts. But, the only thing that I would really think about with Donovan Mitchell, Terry Rozier backcourt is how small they'll be.
Very minuscule. Because I want to say Terry Rozier is 6'1", and Donovan Mitchell, I want to say, is 6'2", 6'3". So we'll be very miniature.
I think Donovan is 6'1" himself.
He is 6'1". I'm tripping. So that's a very, very, you know what I'm saying?
Does that concern you at all?
Yeah, on defense for sure. We're gonna be quicker than a lot of backcourts, but we're also gonna be giving up, on any given night 4 to 6 inches pause on any backcourt. So they could just shoot right over us. We can't really hide two people in the zone. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do in that regard. So, beef the lineup a little bit more, or I don't know how that's gonna look on defense. Offense, I know what I'm getting: two dynamic scorers, a good playmaker in Terry Rozier, but defense scares me, bro. You know what I mean? What we gonna do in that regard? We can't run the zone the whole way. We can't hide. We can hide one person, but not two people. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. What do you think should be the moves to make in the summer? Like, despite what happens during the postseason, you get in the summer, what you think the Heat should be targeting?
I think we should let go of Jimmy. We talked about it a little bit. I think we should.
I think we should trade Jimmy.
I think we should trade Jimmy. Jimmy is gonna be.
Okay, hold on now. Whoa.
Jimmy's gonna. He's turning 35. If he's not 35 already, I forget his age. He's now coming off an MCL injury. And I know you keep up with a majority of Heat games. But frankly, it looks like he doesn't give a damn from November to around March. Looks like he doesn't have a care in the world. And I think that because he's a leader, it affects other players' mentality in terms of attacking, in terms of being assertive on a regular season night when you're playing against Utah. I want you to buy in and go ahead and give me 20 to 25 and play elite defense like you're playing in the finals and lock yourself in. He's older. His contract will not get any smaller, according to the CBA. He's coming off an MCL injury. And again, the disinterest in regular season games, I feel like it's catching up to us. So I think we build around Bam. We get new pieces, retool, and try to make a run for it again.
How do you think that goes with Jimmy, the framework of that?
I do not know if he doesn't have a no-trade clause. That would definitely hurt Jimmy, for sure. And the reason why it's going to be tough to even come up off him, and this is completely off of the left, is because of what he's done for us these last 5 years. And the auxiliary pieces and the outer, it's going to look like we're doing, we don't stand by our guys. So that's why I don't think Mickey and Pat is going to come off him. He's stated multiple times he wants to retire here. But strictly basketball without any emotions tied to it, if I was sitting in the front office, I would try to move off of Jimmy, for sure. And Jimmy, of course, we just spoke about Tyler. I think we retool. I'll put Bam at the 4 and get an actual 5 that can shoot and block shots like a Miles Turner, and build off of that. But doubt that's going to happen.
The whole entire time, I've been thinking that Jimmy was like on a very brand new contract, but truthfully, he has a player option next season. So he'll be a unrestricted free agent in 2026 unless he signs an extension again. So truthfully, when you really look at it, there could be a route for that. I mean, I guess, for one, who would want Jimmy? Jimmy is like about 35? Mm-hmm. Who, I guess you can say that maybe there'll be some teams that will fall in line for trying to see what Jimmy would be on the market. When I think immediately in my head, I think about teams like Houston. I think about teams like
Orlando. Okay, see.
I think Orlando is going to fix their point guard problem very quickly. I can see OKC, but I can just definitely see something like Houston. I don't think that Fred VanVleet is going to stay in Houston that long. And neither is Jalen Green. I think that Jalen Green is probably going to get traded this summer.
Jalen Green would be dope. Fred VanVleet is kind of playing into the smaller point guard issue that we may have if we get Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
So I would want to get like maybe a wing. Man, I know they would never come up off him, but I'll go look for Jaden Williams.
Oh,
I'll go look for. They're never coming off of that for though. That's not happening.
That jit gonna get maxed out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
He's getting maxed out. He ain't going nowhere. He's staying right there in Oklahoma.
Right. Yeah, I can't think of another piece that's gonna get me similar value to a Jimmy. Jimmy makes up a lot of ground when he's locked in. Let me say that when he's locked in, he makes up a lot of ground.
Honestly, do
you go and get Kuminga for the low?
In my brain.
Do you go and get Kuminga for the low? Because he is checked out. That playing game said a lot. I don't think he's wearing that Warriors jersey again. You sat him down, Steve Kerr. You lost him.
You put Jimmy there. I mean, I don't know. Will Golden State bite for Jimmy? I don't know. I think that Golden State is nearing a rebuild, like a hard rebuild.
Yeah, I think we should. By the way,
just earlier today, some reports came out saying that one of their staff members signed with I think it's Detroit, to be I think they're president of basketball operations, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta look that up, but clearly more members in their front office are starting to pick up other jobs somewhere else. So clearly, that building is kind of, changing its form and whatnot. So when you look at it, I can see Golden State going hard in the summer for a few pieces, especially when they have Chris Paul, he was on a team-friendly deal, but, Chris Paul is also old as hell.
For a point guard, a miniature point guard, 1,000%.
You know what I mean? Then you still got Clay, who is going to enter free agency. And then I think they're going to give up Draymond. I think they're going to give up Moses Moody. I think they're going to... They may... truthfully, I think that they'll pay Kuminga. I think they'll keep Kuminga.
But what do you do with Steph if you're Golden State? Do you allow him to retire a Warrior? Do you give him a send-off?
Yeah, Steph is retiring a Warrior.
Okay.
It's too much business connected to Steph and the Bay Area for Steph to leave. Like it's a difference between LeBron leaving Cleveland to go to Miami versus Steph.
Well, you got to think Steph really took that franchise from like $500 million to a multi-billion-dollar, team.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's more to it. So Steph is gonna retire a Warrior. You would have thought that all three of them will, but I think that Draymond is gonna leave this summer. I've always said Draymond should be in a Heat jersey.
I like it. I'll take it. I think he'll fit well down here. I think Spo will curse him out that Steve Kerr won't do. I think he'll fight with the guys, and he will respect the guys for fighting back. He's never gotten any fight back in Golden State, and he's gotten away with murder. And I feel like a lot of that pent-up aggression results in de-ejections because he doesn't have a guy to be, to be like that with him. You send him down here, him and Jimmy probably going to fight a few times a week. But, boy, they going to fight other teams, too. They going to fight other teams, too. You know what I mean? You seen Jimmy get threatened to get whooped by UD, get threatened to get whooped by Spo on camera, on multiple cameras. You know what I mean? And then we ended up making the finals that year, the Eastern Conference Finals that year. It's just how we do, and I think he'll fit. He'll fit.
Yeah, Draymond definitely fits that cloth that that Miami got going on. And truthfully, I don't even think that Draymond is gonna cause any type of like craziness or nothing like that.
I don't think he needs to though. I think he needed to in Golden State. I think he needed to.
The energy in the building matches his.
Right.
So it's really just going to look like typical Miami stuff.
Yeah.
I just really think that at this point, the Warriors. Well, for one, I think that everyone else around in that team gets quiet. For one, they're very quiet.
Everybody, even when Steph was
winning. They always say Steph is the quiet one, but everybody's quiet.
Yeah.
And then number two, as I said, I just think that Draymond being in the Heat jersey, everything would just kind of level out.
I think I would have to agree.
That's his environment. That's the type of environment I think that he'll flourish in. And I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Draymond Green put on a Heat jersey. You get a score. He's leading the Heat to at least one ring.
If you keep Bam and Jimmy there somehow, I think so.
You don't even need to keep Bam. If you keep Bam there.
You still need the
If Jimmy stay, yes.
Yeah, if Jimmy stay, yeah, that's a three-headed defensive monster that I don't think you're scoring more than 110 points on a nightly basis on. Where are we going to get our points? You know what I mean? What does the backcourt look like? You know? The backcourt is more offensive-oriented and you have three guys to shade, three strong defensive guys to shade. I think we might be cooking with some, you know what I mean? Some hot grease.
And at that point, you know, you can try some more things defensively as well.
True.
The fact that Draymond plays big, even though he's 6'9", but he can still
you giving him a lot. He's 6'6". Platform shoes, he's 6'9".
Yeah, he is 6. Oh, he is 6'6". He's super smart, but he plays so big. You see what I'm saying, though? He play big.
Yeah, he is a built gentleman. I've seen him get in the post
do a
with
lot
Jokic, and there's no way a 6'6" human being is holding down a 7 foot, 280-pound man and keeping him from backing him down. He is a strong mofo, for sure.
Yeah. He can do a lot more on defense, which means that you can get up out of that zone. You can get up out of that zone, man, and at that point, even though it would still kind of look like small ball, it's faster.
It is.
There's more IQ there.
It is.
Toughness intensifies at that point.
Rings. You know how I feel about championship experience, big game experience. We already got it by going to the finals twice with our core, but somebody who's actually got 4 championships and knows what a championship team looks like, I think it'll pay dividends. I would want to get Draymond for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so we'll see what happens with the Heat. The Heat is going up against the Boston Celtics once again. That game actually starts, Sunday?
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, it starts Sunday. The playoffs start Saturday, which is tomorrow.
Yep.
This will probably either come out Friday or Saturday. Either way, the playoffs start Saturday. First game at 3:30 Eastern time, Dallas and Clippers.
Ooh, might be a series in the first round.
And then you got Indy and Milwaukee at 7, and then no, that's Sunday. My bad. You got Saturday. The first game is actually at 1, and it's Orlando and Cleveland, and then you got 3:30 Phoenix and Minnie, and then at 6:00. Philly and New York, and then 8:30 Lakers and Denver, and all that is Eastern time. So
yes, sir.
Bro, it's lit. I can't wait.
Man, listen, it's my favorite time of the year. I love me some NBA basketball, man. Ain't nothing like it.
It's exciting.
Ain't nothing like it.
It's exciting. Before we get off, I do want to say, what in the world is going on in the Porter household?
A lot of drink.
Michael Porter Jr.'s brothers have been having a very terrible week. First, one of his brothers, Jonte Porter, gets banned from the NBA for some wild betting stuff going on. He was running it up on FanDuel. And then his younger brother got 6 years in prison for for eliminating somebody while driving under the influence. What is going on in the Porter household?
Some drinking, some betting. Some drinking, some betting, some... I don't know, bro. It's always tough when you're dealing with brothers because it's just different, bro. Everybody's different. They grew up different, even though y'all in the same realm. Lifetime ban, though, I don't know if he should have got a lifetime ban. Lifetime, I think that was a little extreme by the NBA. Now, you sitting in prison, though, ain't no coming back from that, bro. And now, what you were saying to me, the Lakers, no. Because if you really was sitting and think about it, MPJ a third best player on a given night, because it could be AG. I don't want to be disrespectful to AG. MPJ not shooting that rock right. It might could, you know what I mean? It might could upset, you know? So, prayers out to, you know what I mean, to the Porter family. Boy, your mind gonna be filled up with a lot. Yeah, your mind gonna be filled up with a lot. I don't know how you gonna go out there and hoop, produce. That's gonna be a dogfight. Don't matter who come out that series, it's gonna be a dogfight. So I'm excited about that series. I don't know what's going on in the Porter household though. They wildin'. They wildin' for sure.
So obviously the play-in tournament is still going on as we talking right now. Sac and the Pelicans are going at it. I do want to ask, what is your thoughts about the play-in? How do you think it's affecting the game? Because apparently a few players have certain, opinions about it. Some people, like it. Draymond just said on his podcast that, he's rocking with it. But then there's other players that feel as though it's not that great because, whether some people can get injured even though they had a chance to, be in the playoffs straight up, like Jimmy Butler getting injured, or, just having more games under your belt after playing a long season. So what is your thoughts about the plan, and how do you think that's affecting the league as well as just the game that we love to watch?
I think it does a couple things. One, it removes the chasing of tanking. I think that was the main thing that Adam Silver wanted when he came up with the play-in tournament, because you had teams who were, in 10th, 11th place, and by December, late December or January, they're mailing it in trying to get a pick because they knew they weren't going to make the playoffs. And then you have teams that geared up and got it together towards later in the season, and you want to allow them to compete. I remember the 2016 Heat with Deion Waiters and Hassan Whiteside. We started the year 11-30, ended up flipping into 30-11. I would have loved to see that team in the play-in had it been in construction at that point in time. You have guys who are coming back from injury and just starting to get in the whiff of themselves and trying to make a run instead of tanking. Even this past season, you had the Houston Rockets, who at one point looked like they were going to mail it in. They go on the super, a 11-game win streak to try to be competitive. It allows for competitive nature. It allows guys and allows the fans to witness a do-or-die situation and don't have to wait until an actual playoff series to witness a Game 7 environment. Even though tonight was a blowout when the Heat, you saw guys diving on the floor. You saw guys playing all out. So I think it's good for the game in that regard. Now, when you're playing multiple games, this also will allow bodily harm. Injury is a part of the game. Jimmy got, his MCL taken out. You had Zion getting injured, pulling a hamstring, and he would have been, considered a 7th seed. And I just think that overall, it's good for the game. You give Kobe White, even though we put him in a blunt today, you give Kobe White the ability to drop 42, and now they're remembering, in terms of the people who are inserting a ballot for most improved player, of the platform that the NBA gave him, because you're not watching a Chicago game religiously unless you're a Chicago fan. And now, even though his team is 36-46, you saw him give the Atlanta Hawks 42, and you're like, man, he's a hooper. You know what I mean? And even though he lost tonight, that still gave him a platform. So I believe that there are pros to it. I believe there's cons to it. But in my heart, I believe there's more pros to it than cons for sure.
I feel that. Well, so far it looks like the NBA is just gonna keep it implemented, and I mean we're just gonna have to deal with it until they figure out if they're gonna eliminate it or just
Sure,
like
and it's the
the hell
regular
with y'all.
season. Yeah, it could be that too. It could be different things. Adam Silver always is trying to figure out different ways to innovate things about the league, and it's interesting to see because yeah, we knew David Stern, but by the time he stepped down, a lot of changes have been made under Adam Silver. So we'll see how he innovates and changes things for sure.
Yeah, shout out Adam Silver. Adam Silver has been snapping. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes
Yeah.
he gets a little bit of hate for certain things,
Yeah.
but he's been keeping it real innovative
Definitely.
in the league. I ain't gonna lie.
Definitely.
They just need to get a little bit deeper into the basketball world, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about it some other time.
For sure.
But we'll close it here. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe where you hear and or see the pod, and follow us on social media at media_, at Young Rilla, at Real Hoops _, and we'll talk more hoops next week. Peace.